Uh, Another boring day. Let's see what's on Roblox. Tycoons, simulators, tower defenses. Damn, these all suck. Wait a second. What's this game? Fish? This could be pretty good. Let's check it out. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the HQX Zone channel. Today, I'll be playing the Roblox game called Fish. The goal of this new series is to go from noob to pro. It should be pretty interesting. Also, throughout this video I face some very tough challenges, like what's on the screen right now. If you like this content you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and watch all the way to the end so you don't miss anything. Last thing before we dive into the gameplay though, it's time to announce the winner of the giveaway from last video. Thank you all so much for participating and commenting, it means a lot, and let's get right into it. The winner of the giveaway is... Congratulations, I'll be reaching out to you soon to claim your prize. And so, our magical fishing journey began as we ventured towards the lands known as Forsaken Shores. Once I arrived at Forsaken Shores, I had one goal in mind, and that was to obtain the steady rod. I knew that I needed a ton of money for the steady rod, so I ended up grinding fish for about 5 minutes. Afterwards, I ended up selling all my fish just to see how much money I got. Turns out, I only got 2,500 money. Looks like I have to work much harder if I want to become a fishing professional. We ended up going to Ross Lake Hammett to catch some fish, so here's what we got. After catching 4 nurse sharks, I ended up selling all of them, and I got 1,100 money. It was now time to move to the next location. We decided it would be a good idea to check out this whirlpool and then see what we could catch. I fished for a few minutes and didn't get anything, until this happened. I ended up getting a treasure map from fishing, but unfortunately, it was broken. The next goal I had in mind was to go repair the treasure map. After sailing for a while, we finally found the location to repair the map at Forsaken Shores. Now that the map was fixed, we still needed one more item. It was now time to head to Moosewood so I could obtain the GPS. After arriving at the island, I bought the GPS, and now it was time to start the search for the treasure map. Although we had no idea where the treasure map was, we were determined to see what rewards awaited us.
2 hours later.
After a few minutes of searching for the location of the treasure chest, it was now time to open the chest and see what rewards I get. After I got some oxygen, of course. Unfortunately for me though, I didn't have enough oxygen to get the chest, and I would need to get diving gear. However, what I didn't realize was after getting diving gear, I was flat broke. And now, it was time for my ride to pick me up. Well, maybe not. Now it's finally time for me to get my revenge and get this treasure chest. I was back for round 2, but instead, this time I have diving gear. And what I got from the chest was a whaley bobber. After finding the whaley bobber in my inventory, it was time to equip it and sail to our next fishing spot. We headed towards Forsaken Shores so that I could finally earn enough money for the steady rod. Once I arrived at Forsaken Shores, it was now time to start fishing. After catching a few fish and getting nothing, this happened. It was time for me to catch the rarest fish I've seen yet. I knew it was going to be difficult, but I didn't know how hard it was truly going to be. The fish was very fast, and that meant it would be a struggle for me to catch the fish because of how fast the bar was moving. However, even though the fish was going to be a tough challenge for me, after a while, I started to understand now. After a hard-fought battle, I finally caught the Captain Goldfish. This was a historical moment for my fishing journey and would mark a promising future. After catching that rare fish, I knew I'd be able to catch even more rare fish. It was time to get back to fishing so I could continue catching rare fish. Here's some clips of everything I caught. Right here, I was just checking how much the Captain Goldfish are worth. Turns out, they're worth quite a lot. And now, back to the fishing. It was now time to sell all the fish I caught, and I ended up getting 7,000 money from just normal fish. I ended up getting 3,500 money from the translucent Captain Goldfish and 12,500 money in total. I now officially had enough to afford the steady rod. It was time to go to Rossa Bay and finally accomplish my very first goal. After I arrived at the island, what felt like years of grinding was paid off. It was now time for the big moment. I opened my inventory and it was time to do one last thing before I could use the rod. I equipped the steady rod and it was now time to set sail to the Statue of Sovereignty. After buying the token, it was time to go down and see what enchant I get on my rod. And the enchant I ended up getting was... yeah. Anyways, it was now time to catch the giant squid. I was told the giant squid could be caught at Snowcap Island, but I later doubted if it truly could. I ended up fishing for almost 20 minutes and here's everything I caught. And then, when I least expected it, this happened. Everything I caught led up to this moment. I practiced for this very moment since the beginning, and it was now time to catch arguably one of the hardest things for beginners. I was off to a good start and ended up getting the bar halfway. All I had to do was keep this up and I was on my way to catch the colossal squid. I ended up slipping up a few times then and there, but I kept my composure for a bit until I ultimately fell in a slippery hole. I started to miss the bar checks and it led me to panic and keep missing more. This continued until it got to a point where I was very close to failing and I almost lost the catch. As you can see here, the bar got lower and lower and reached a point where I almost failed. Until I regained my composure and I turned the tables around. The bar started slowly going up and I was on my way to catch the colossal squid once again.
A few moments later.
After some back and forth struggling and after about a minute, I was able to stabilize the bar and progress further and further as time went on. I kept this up until I started to get used to the movement of the giant squid and was able to get further than I did earlier. I reached a point where I was so close to catching the squid and messing up now would cost me to lose a ton of progress. After dialing in harder than I ever have in my life, I finally caught the squid. After the heroic and diligently fought battle, I defeated the giant squid and became victorious. But this is just the beginning of my journey. Part 1 ends here, but who knows what challenges await in Part 2. Stay tuned.